Hello, 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 and welcome to Real Talk with Dr. Laura. This is the Dr. Laura Show where we talk about faith, life, and everything in between. So today, once again, I am here with my most phenomenal co-host. Let her say hello, hello, Mother Townsend.
Hello, 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 everyone.
Hello, 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 everyone. I love it. So, guess what? Last week when we gathered, I said that we would talk about autophagy. So we're going to actually skip today's topic on autophagy. And if you notice in the information, I have something different I want to share that I think is very important and also very, very exciting, right? So we're going to be talking about utilizing AI. Mm, artificial intelligence. And guess what? You're going to see me looking down at my phone only because I am absolutely trying to share my broadcast with some other people that want to see what we are doing. And so, therefore, um, we are going to be talking about using artificial intelligence to do, guess what? You can do a lot of things with AI, right? But today we're going to be specifically talking about um, how AI, artificial intelligence, I'm just going to talk about one particular thing that can help us um, kind of create healthy eating plans, but also weight loss. So this is pretty awesome. I mean, this is what technology is, and it's going to continue to grow in this direction. And to be honest with you, this is not about putting coaches and weight loss coaches and health living coaches out of business by any means, because I'm sure they are likewise using AI to help enhance their businesses. But if you are able to utilize AI, or if it can be a means for you to actually, save some money, right? Because everybody may not be able to actually afford like some very, very expensive coach or a program where you have to pay a hefty fee. So today I'm going to be talking about AI, specifically Chat GPT, which many of us are very familiar with. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to talk with you about a program that it created for me. But guess what? We won't stop there. I'm going to be sharing with Mother a program. I'm going to let you know what I plugged in for you and what it said that you could possibly do as well.
Okay,
So I think it's pretty awesome. What do you think about that?
this is great,
All right.
great. I'm waiting for it.
Yes, yes. Mother said she think it's great and that she's waiting for. So I'm excited. So listen, I want you to get your pen and your paper and your pencils and all that kind of stuff. Get it ready because we're going to be giving out this information that I know is going to be beneficial for you. So we already know that trying to eat healthy, trying to lose weight can sometimes be a challenge. Is that right?
Yeah.
So losing weight, eating healthy, and being consistent, it's not the easiest thing to do
Mm,
because it's not like, typically what happens is with people is that you take a while to gain the weight, right? I can talk about my own self. I didn't gain weight overnight, but we want to lose the weight overnight.
huh.
Is that right?
Yes, we do, but we can't.
We
It's
can.
hard.
It is hard.
Yeah, it's very
So
hard.
we have to just be consistent. We have to find a program that works for us, and especially as we age, this is to the sisters that are aging. Hormonal stuff kind of comes in the midst of that, and then actually it becomes even more difficult to lose even a few pounds. So someone I know, they said to me, they was like, "Oh, I just keep losing weight." And not a good way. They keep losing weight, and they're like, I don't have any energy, and they're so exhausted. And so they was asking me like, well, what do you think I should do? I said, you need to eat some food. I mean, listen, that's my common sense look face. It's like this is common sense. You need to eat some food. If you want to gain weight, or not even just gain weight, if you want to be healthy, in this case, they want to gain weight. right? If you want to gain weight and you eating like nothing but a bar and drinking some water, you of course you're gonna lose weight.
Yeah.
That's just common sense, especially that they're young. So, and this is one thing I explained. I said just because, you may try to get to a certain size and look thin if that's what you're looking for, but everybody that's thin is not healthy.
Mhm.
Don't mean that they have a healthy lifestyle. It don't mean they're eating all the best things. Even people who profess to be vegans, they're vegetarians. Um, Many of them are, I don't eat meat, but they eat a whole bunch of other junk stuff. They don't eat vegetables. They're vegan, and they're vegetarian. And the word vegetables is almost in the midst of the sentence, right? And
Mhm.
that should be the basis of their diets. But that's not always the case. Most often, I think the first person that I met, that we had a conversation around their lifestyle as a vegan, they just ate a bunch of they didn't eat meat. Let me just start there. What they did not eat was meat, but they also did not eat vegetables.
Mhm.
They filled their day with like mac and cheese and a bunch of other stuff. They was, I guess, that kind of vegan. They ate cheese or whatever. But my thing was, well, why don't you just say I don't eat meat? Because your lifestyle hasn't shifted. All you have done is just remove meat from your diet. And it's the same thing with someone that is, like I said, with the person who is not eating, they're losing weight, and they're like, oh, I can't. So that person doesn't have to be the healthiest person because they're thin. The person that says that they're vegan or vegetarian don't mean that they're the healthiest person because they don't eat butter or eggs, but they
Mhm.
eat anything else, right? And the same thing likewise with the person that may be not, maybe carrying some extra weight, right? So there's other reasons too why people have difficulty losing weight. This is not an excuse, of course, for those who they just eat whatever, they overindulge, and their lifestyle is filled with like junky stuff. But people have issues with their thyroid that help them to keep unwanted weight. People have other issues, hormonal stuff. So there's a lot of things across the gamut. So that's why we can't judge and can't point our finger at people, because of X, Y, and Z. But what I do know is that it is possible for all of us to live as healthy as we can. And I know somebody may be thinking, you know what? It's costly. It's costly to live healthy. But if we make different choices, we can make different choices
Yeah.
that will help us to be healthy,
Yeah.
right?
You're right. That's right. It's like I asked my son yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's trying to lose weight. But he did with the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
yesterday he was eating. So I said, well, how much did you lose already? He said, I think he said 2 pounds or 3 pounds.
Okay.
So I said, well, keep working on it.
Very good.
And I don't think he eat very little meat.
Right.
Had a few little stuff in his plate.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he said, trying hard.
I love it.
So, I said, well, just keep trying.
Yeah,
So sometimes you can try and try.
that's right.
You still seem like you're not losing any weight.
Right.
Because
Right.
I would like to lose weight myself for my knees.
Right. Right.
Because, my knee, I can't get around like I want to.
Yeah.
Because I think I said, maybe I'm too heavy.
Right. Right.
If I lose weight, lighten up a little,
It may.
that'll be much better.
Right. And that's an excellent point because I remember when I was working doing some nonprofit work, and I remember this lady gave an example of what it looked like for, if you're overweight and how your body's trying to hold weight, even your organs, how it impacts your organs. So weight does impact our bodies
Mhm.
negatively, and that's so very true. So as my mother just spoke about her knees, so weight does have an impact on our bodies. And that's the reason why it is important to try and live in a healthy range. And if not, at least as close as possible. And I want to say something about health because, people, when you're working like if you're working with physicians, this is real talk with Dr. Laura. I'm going to share some real talk now. And what is interesting is when you're actually trying to eat healthy and eat right, and that's your goal. As I said, I'm sharing my broadcast, y'all, so don't mind me if you see me kind of looking down for a moment. But what is interesting is that most often physicians, the doctor. The
Mhm.
doctor will doctors they do not give you like first of all, let me back up. When they are in medical school, they don't do a whole lot of learning on around nutrition. And actually, yeah, that's a whole nother story. I don't want to get to that right now. But they don't do a whole lot of training. They're not trained they have a certain number of hours on nutrition, not like a whole series of learning on nutrition. And if your patient is ailing, or they're sickly, you can suggest to them to eat this or to do that. They may give you a sheet of paper that has some information on it. Here you go, take this home, blah blah blah. But it's not a real kind of program to really help you. They have like little dash diets and stuff like that, but they're not really trained. And not only are they not trained in nutrition, but they're not trained to help give you what would be considered healthy or holistic choices
Mm-hmm.
either. They are, a doctor. When you go to a doctor's office and you're telling them, I have this and that and the third wrong with me, they have a chart and they look at their chart, and their chart will say, oh, okay, let me
Mm-hmm.
see. You said, okay, we took your blood pressure 3 times. It looked like, okay, you are African American. Okay, and you're a female. Okay, heart disease is high in that group. Okay, that means we need to try this, that, or the other medicine to reduce your blood pressure.
Yes.
Nothing on their chart is going to say, I need you to try this particular pill, that one, or you could try incorporating this, something natural like drinking beet juice that can help you reduce, or maybe taking a little cup cap fill of some sort of vinegar, apple cider vinegar to help to reduce. Those are natural things. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to share with you what's on their list from their chart in reference to who you are, your symptoms, your age, the community of people that you're from, especially African American, because we fail, we get F's across the board according to anything that's medical. So we automatically come out the gate with an F, and then they always have some things pointing towards what we should be taking. So we have to understand. We have to be students of our own health as well.
Yes.
So we have to be okay with asking the doctor questions.
Oh,
My mother is very good at that.
yeah.
She's very good at asking the doctor questions. She would ask the doctor, now, what am I taking? No, that's a what? Why would I take that? Or, I've been taking this. And so we have to learn as a people to don't be afraid to ask questions. Listen, the doctor, this is one thing that my husband says all the time. He said, we have to always remember that doctors are practicing, they have medical practices, right? They are practicing medicine. How do we
Mm-hmm.
know that? Because you remember I showed you this makeshift chart. Because if they go through this chart and then you try this and it don't work, practicing medicine means when you go back and these things still, those symptoms are still the same, they're gonna go to the next line and say, well, then let's try this particular medicine,
Yes.
because they're practicing
Mm-hmm.
medicine on us. So you have to be unafraid to ask questions. My doctor, I went to him this past week, and then he was saying, "Oh well, your numbers, and for this or blah blah." He was talking about like cholesterol and blah blah. And I'm thinking to myself, my one of my numbers are always very 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 high. It's always been very high, and my good cholesterol, and because of that, it always balances the other numbers. So he was like, "Oh well," and I was like, I just kind of stared at him a moment, like, and in my mind, I'm like, I don't think I'm taking none else. What I am
Okay.
going to do is, and I'm not somebody that eats unhealthy anyway. Of course, I eat some junky stuff. Maybe the weekend I might eat a little bit more stuff that I don't eat during the week. But I was like, okay, let me try some natural stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if we can work on bringing the numbers down, right? And then we'll look at something else if that. But you're not gonna come out the gate just giving me some medicine, because listen, um, you know, like I said, they're not giving you any health alternatives. So we have to be mindful. We have to ask questions. We have to be willing to put the work in order for us to get to the health that we need and so desire.
Yes.
So, anything you want to say there, mother?
Yeah. Well, I was a doctor the other day myself,
Yes,
and my pressure was up.
yes,
So they're trying to get it down.
right,
So he asked me, he said, well, what do you do? I
yes,
said, well, I take a little vinegar.
right,
Take the top, pour the top food, and I put a little water,
yes.
and I drank it. I said, I guess
Hmm.
I'm supposed to, but that's what I do. Now my pressure do come down
Yeah,
because of another thing. It will work.
it will.
Water.
That's right.
I can be sitting there. You could be, like kind of moving around like you're feeling real bad.
Yeah,
Let me get up and get a bottle of water.
right.
And right away, I feel much better when I drink that water.
That's right.
And it's because the doctor will tell you something that's just different.
That's
And they
right.
want to know what you're doing.
That's
Because
right.
if you tell them, they'll put it down on their paper.
That's right. They
But
will do that.
yeah, because the doctor asked me one day, what you do? I said, I'm not going to tell you. Once you want to put it down, but tell you did it.
Listen, the doctor's trying to take credit for what she did that
Yeah,
work.
and
She
I
was
was
like,
just
I'm not
telling.
telling you because you're gonna put it
But
down and
he's
take
a
the credit
nice
for it.
doctor. I like that. My doctor. He's
Right.
nice. You want to know what I'm doing?
That's
I
right.
said, I ain't telling you that.
I'm not
Keep
telling
that to
you.
myself.
I think that's so hilarious, right? you know. But so I wanted to share, as I said when we came on, I wanted to talk about AI using artificial intelligence and Chat GPT, and I wanted to share with you all information that I plugged in and what Chat GPT gave me, and of course this is not the only source you can use, but this is the particular one that I use. And so, for example, I wanted Chat GPT to give me a plan to exercise like every day. Mine is like Sunday, of course, is my rest day. And then Saturday maybe just a little walking. I typically walk anywhere on a Saturday, but mostly Monday through Friday. Wednesdays too is a little bit of a break. I don't do a whole lot because I do have Bible study on Wednesday. So if I get to the gym in the morning, it's okay. If I don't, I'm still good. And then I just purchased a walking pad. That's like a little small treadmill. So I use that at the house as well. On a day like a Wednesday when I won't be able to make it to the gym. But anyway, I just want to share. So I want to give you an idea. I said to Chat GPT, I said, look, I want to work out. I want to do full body workouts. I want to do some cardio. I want to be able to strengthen my muscles. So, what can I do? Make a program for me that would be like Monday through Friday, for example, with rest days. That I can do that will listen to me, that will help me to lose weight, because that's my goal. If somebody wants to gain weight, then that will be their goal, right? So my goal is to lose weight. So I'm saying, Chat GPT, this is how much I weigh. This I want to lose these amount of pounds. Please incorporate a program, not please incorporate a program for me that has a workout plan that I can do. And I let it know that I do have a membership at a gym. I also shared that I have a walking pad in my home. I have a couple of kettlebells and some light weights. Go. And so Chat GPT gave back to me a full body workout on Monday with some strength. So it's told me I'm going to do some squats, some push-ups, some dumbbells, and I should walk for X amount of minutes. Tuesday, it gave me cardio and core. And it said I'm going to do 20-minute hits. I'm going to do some walking. I'm going to do some planks, some leg lifts, and some crunches. Wednesday, it said, and I said to you that Wednesday is kind of like my low day because I have Bible study and, I don't want to be exhausted. Not well, exercise can also give you energy, but I didn't want to kind of overwork, my days every day during the week. So listen to what it said. It said, okay, so that's going to be your stretch day and it's going to be your prayer walk day. Come on here, Chat.
All right.
GPT. Look, you put a prayer walk in there, y'all. You're going to stretch and you're going to do a prayer walk, right? And so it says it gave me the amount of time that I need to walk. And then it talked about stretching. And then it also said to make sure that you're looking at some scriptures and doing meditation while you're walking. Yeah. Come on, this is some good stuff, right? And then Thursday it's gonna it asked me to do lower body strength. And then it says lunges, bridges, deadlifts, and then 20-minute kind of workout, cardio. And then Friday is a cardio dance that could be like a step class, or actually on Fridays, interestingly enough, in my gym, we do have I think it's like line dance class or something like that. But they do have cardio dance. So it said, 30 minutes of cardio dance and upbeat cardio and just have fun. And then it gave me something for Saturday. It said arm curls, overhead press, tricep dips, and core burner. And then Sunday, as you remember, I told Chat GPT I don't do anything on Sunday because Sunday is my rest day, right? And it said, okay, Sunday you're gonna rest. and just do it, call it my spiritual readings. That means, that's my time in the word and all that. And it said like stretching, do your devotion, do some journaling and that kind of stuff. But if you notice, I want to say this. I said it talked about the very first one it gave to me. It had me doing a lot of squats, right? So this one here, it just gave me a minimal amount of squats because I said to Chat GPT, I said, look, I can't do but so many squats because my knees sometimes they bother my knees.
Yeah.
I told Chat, look, sometimes my knees, so and of course when you're doing squats, it's just a side note. You got to make sure that you're squatting correctly. But anyway, it kind of cut the numbers down of how many squats I needed to do because I said to Chat, listen, I can't do but so many squats. So this is my program that it created for me Monday through Friday. Come on, y'all. I know that's awesome. But not only that, I also asked it to create for me a eating plan, a healthy eating plan to help me lose weight. And this is, to be honest with you, it's not the first time I've asked it to do that. It's done the same thing before. And so it also gave me, you know, um, a meal plan according to a certain amount of calories. And then, so like here, for example, it's giving me a 7 day plan, 7 day meal plan. And I also said to Chat GPT AI, I said, make the meals simple. I don't need anything difficult. I don't need to be in the kitchen an hour trying to whip up a meal with a recipe that's way over my head. So I said, I want difficult meals that can work in my plan. Because I said I'm doing weight loss, remember, and workout. Give me a simple 7 day meal plan that will help me to stay within my macros, which means getting the right amount of protein and carbs in my day to help me lose weight. And I'm going to give you an example of what it shared with me. Let me share the first thing with you. Okay, so it says here it's a 7 day macro, friendly meal plan. And so it told me what time to start eating. Come on, y'all. This is great.
Wow.
And look, and this costs $0 to me. Like I said, I'm not trying to put any coaches or any people that's working to help people live healthy. I'm not trying to put anybody out of business, but I'm just saying that you can benefit from this. So like day one, it says you can make a grilled chicken power bowl. And then it told me how much chicken to put in the bowl. It said put 4 ounces of chicken breast, put a half a cup of cooked quinoa, and some sauteed spinach, put a half an avocado, 1 teaspoon of olive oil, and some cherry tomatoes. And that is my grilled chicken power bowl. You can't get more simple than that.
No,
See how simple that was? That was very, very simple. So, I mean, you telling it, it will give to you what you ask for. So, if the more specific you are, the more in tune to who you are and your body, the plan will be. So, I have a full 7 day program. And guess what? It will then ask you a question like, hey, would you like for me to also give you a grocery list? And I said, sure.
Uh,
A grocery list would be great.
yeah.
Then it gives me a grocery list of what I need to purchase. So here's my grocery list for my 7 day meal plan. Now, for some people, they may have to go back and say after week one, give me another 7 day plan without the same meals. I'm kind of a creature of habit. So like I can eat this right here, and then next week I can come back and do the same meals and be okay.
Yeah.
That's me. Some people gotta have something different every day for the next 2 weeks. Some people don't eat leftovers.
Mm.
That has never been a problem for me.
Me,
I eat leftovers.
I love leftovers.
I love leftovers too. So I'm a creature of habit, and I can do so and be okay. But it also came back and asked me, hey, would you like check boxes? Because the first list I showed you was a grocery list, right? But this grocery list was this kind of little dashes. So after it created that, it then said, would you like check boxes? And I said, hey, that's great. And it redid my grocery list and it put check boxes on it. So when I go grocery shopping and I purchase it, I can just check it off, right? So this keeping it simple. Okay, so we did that. That's my list. But let me tell you all what else it did for me. It then asked me, it said, hey, would you like for us to put this in a PDF or on an Excel spreadsheet? So I said, yep, do that. So it didn't actually create the full Excel spreadsheet for me. So what I ended up doing, I just extracted the information and then I just pushed it inside of an Excel spreadsheet. So this is it. So I have my full list of what I'm going to eat tomorrow. In the morning, I'm going to have yogurt and some berries. With berries, I'm going to have a chicken bowl. I told you what was in my chicken bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can also have like a boiled egg. I can have like some almonds, and like in the afternoon it says salmon and sweet potato. So Jim is giving me my list of what I'm going to eat for day one, meal, all of my meals, and including my snacks. And then it told me day one. You remember we talked about my exercise for day one. It gave me
Mm-hmm.
my exercise for day one, which is my full body strength. And you remember it gave me the exact exercises that I need to do. And guess what else it did? It also gave me videos to show me like how to do the exercise and make sure I'm doing it right,
Yeah.
and to make sure when I go to the gym I'm using the right machines, or if I'm actually doing squats from my home, it gave me a
Mm-hmm.
video to show me how to squat, that squat perfectly and not kind of injure myself, or squat in a way that will hurt my back or my knees. Come on, we can just give Chat GPT a hand right there. That's some good stuff. But
Yes.
listen, now we're going on to my mother.
Oh
Y'all ready
wow.
for that? Because I also asked Chat GPT, and let me tell you what I asked it. So that way you'll understand why it gave me the information it gave to me. So I asked my mother when we started, would you like that? She said, I would love that. She said, I can't wait. Okay, so here it is. Let me go back to what I asked Chat GPT. Okay. So look at how much stuff it gave me for you. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I asked Chat GPT to give me help. I said I need a light workout to help a 93-year-old female be healthier. I said she currently has some knee issues, but she can do many other things like light walking, like cleaning, things like that. And so it says that's a wonderful goal. Supporting a 93-year-old woman with gentle, joint friendly movement can greatly improve her mobility and her balance and her overall quality for her life. It says since she has knee problems, but she's capable of light walking and daily activities, that means the focus will then be on improving circulation and strength without stressing her knees. Come
Mm-hmm.
on here.
Hey,
So
yes,
it's going to
sir.
give something for her that she can use that won't put the extra weight on her knees, but will still allow her to be healthy.
Yes.
So
Oh yeah.
then it gave this great program. It said that they gave her a schedule of 5 to 6 days. She's gonna do like two short sessions, 10 to 20 minutes, 2 times a day. She would do some ankle circles. See that, mom?
Yes. Yes.
She's gonna do some ankle circles. She's gonna do some arm circles, like this, right? Yep. You gotta stretch your arm all the way out. Yep, just like that. Now circle. No,
But
do the circle. And now go back like this. Okay. So I gave her arm circles. It gave her shoulder rolls. Uh-huh. Now go
oh,
front shoulder rolls. Okay. And also gave her neck rotations like this.
now that's very good. Feel good right now.
Uh-huh. See? Neck rotation. Yep, yep, yep. And gave her deep breathing. Inhale like this.
Mm.
Then exhale. Right.
It's
Inhale.
wonderful. Mm.
Exhale. Right. And then it also gave her some seated seated marching in place, which means as she's seated, she we march her
Yeah.
legs up
Yeah.
and down, up and down.
I do that in the morning.
She does it
Before I
anyway.
get up, before I get up my bed.
Yes,
Every morning. Every morning. Then I
yes,
reach over and grab my other knee.
uh huh.
I
And
said,
she talked about her hands
I
before.
always say, God, give me strength.
That's right.
Just give me strength and I can do it.
That's right.
So he gave me the strength and I do it well.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. It also gave her what she just showed you, the seated knee extensions, which is stretching her legs out. Heel toe taps like this. Heel tap your heel and your toe. And then it gave her exercise, of course, some more seated stuff where she could do like some light kind of, lifting up with her arm. And it gave some other things. So I don't want to go through everything in detail. But this is the program that it created specifically for a 93-year-old woman with some knee issues, but can do some light walking and does some light kind of, you know, things in her home. And it gave her a very
Yes, because
detailed
I do.
program.
Sometimes I do so much in my house. I said, Lord, did I do that? Look like what see what I did.
Yes,
But did I do that? God, I
yes,
thank you.
yes. Amen,
So
amen.
you can do quite a bit.
That's right. That's right. So, those of you that are watching out there, have you ever tried Chat GPT or AI as a resource to help you do things like create a healthy eating program, or create a program if you want to gain weight or lose weight or gain muscle? Have you ever tried any AI programs to assist you any of those things? I don't know if we'll get a response, but it's just been great, and I wanted to share that today because it has been so very helpful for me.
Yes.
And this is to be honest with you, this is just one program that I've asked it to create. I've kind of graduated along the way because at one point I asked it for this program or for that, and to give me something within this calorie range. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, I need some exercises. I'm trying to get. This is my goal. These are my extra. This is what I would like to do. Um, Let me know. And then if it gives me something, which it has done before, and I said, I don't eat this, I don't eat this, I don't eat this, then it'll say, okay, no problem. It'll give me a new program. It
Mm-hmm.
will remove the foods that I don't eat. And I think that's so very awesome. I mean, there's nothing like utilizing a free tool that can help you to, you know, to get to your goal.
Mm.
So I just want to encourage you today, if you have never tried AI or Chat GPT as a resource, if you want some ideas for recipes as you're working on your journey, or if you want some simple exercises, if you don't go to the gym, it's okay. If you just say, hi, Chat GPT, I want to lose 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't attend the gym. I have weights, light weights at my home, or I don't have any weights. What can I do? Walking has been a huge thing for a lot of people.
Yes.
A lot of people have been walking, saying, oh, if you walk X amount of steps a day, you'll lose weight, or blah, 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 blah. And if you just want to do a walking program, just ask, I'm trying to lose weight. How many steps can I do in a day? And not only that, because I did ask it that before too. I was trying to get in X amount of steps in a day. And this is what it said to me. It said, okay, you can do these number of steps in a day to meet your goal. And this is how you can do it. As an example, you can walk this amount of time in the morning. On your break at lunch, walk 15 minutes. When you come your afternoon break, walk another
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
In the evening, walk this amount of time, and you will accomplish your goal. So it will help you in detail. So that's really the real reason why I wanted to share that tonight. Amy, Sister Carol said, I've never tried any of those apps, but am willing to try it out. I will send
Mm-hmm.
you a snapshot of what it is. And so that what all you have to do is sign up. You can go in and just tell it exactly what you would like to do. If you want to lose weight or gain or eat more protein and less carbs or vice versa, whatever it is you want to do, just be specific. You can tell it, I'm this years old. I want to do this. I want to do X, Y, and Z. I want you to create me a light program where I can do some exercises, or I just want to eat healthy. Whatever it is you want to do, you can just put it in the box and it will give you some information back. And then, it'll ask you questions. Do you like it? Do you want me to tweak it? Do you want me to give you a PDF? Do you want me to give you this document in Word or Excel? Or there's something you don't like. And if there's something you read that you don't like or you can't do, you may not be willing to walk, 15 minutes on breaks. So I don't do 15-minute breaks. Just give me something else. It will keep creating until it gets the program that you would like to try.
Mm.
And if you try it and you don't like it, guess what? It's free.
Yeah.
Go back and say, Mom, you know what? I didn't like that program. Give me something different. And it will do exactly that. So it's great. And it's a free program. Like I said, you can't go wrong with free. And on top of that, when you use that program, if like by the time, like for me, I put so much stuff into it. By the time it offers to give me like a chart, excuse me, it will then say to me, okay, well, you ran out of your free amount of questions for the day. Come back
Oh,
tomorrow at
yes.
6 o'clock in the morning, or come back
That's right.
tomorrow at 3 p.m. I said, no problem. I'll come back tomorrow 3 p.m. and get the free part again. So, like I said, it's free and it works really well. So I'm going to send that screenshot to you so that way you can have access to that information and just give it a try. There's nothing to lose, right?
Well, it won't
So
hurt to give it a try.
that's right. It won't hurt to give it a try. So we're going to get ready to close out. We got in a little bit of a late start today because of some technical issues, but we're about to close down for today. I'll close this show for today. When I come back next week, I said last week we were going to talk about autophagy. So we will talk about that next week. And I want to talk about and share the benefits of autophagy, what it is, what the benefits of it are, and should you do it. So that's going to be a big thing for next week. So I'm going to ask my mother if she has anything she would like to say before she closes out. Did you like the program?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
You think that's something you could try?
Yeah, well, I am gonna try. I don't give up easy.
Yes, that's
So
right.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep trying
Yes.
till I get to my level where I want to be,
Okay, good.
and then I let up.
That's right.
But I'm gonna try.
Very good.
Yes, indeed.
Well, awesome. Listen, we are out of time, but not out of conversation. I thank you once again for joining us for this episode of Real Talk with Dr. Laura on the Dr. Laura Show, where we talk about faith, life, and everything in between. So thank you again for joining us. I pray that you will have an amazing week. I look forward to seeing you. We look forward, my co-host, we
Yes.
look forward to seeing you
See you
on
on
next
next-
week at 5 p.m. live at 5 in these two stations, okay? YouTube and Facebook.
And thank you all for watching.
Yes,
Thank you very much for watching.
yes. We thank you for watching.
Thank you. We'll see you
Next week. That's right. We'll see you next week. You guys have a great time. All righty.